Here, Sydney Harbour in the background, the coat hangery thing. It's only the new Kia Sportage. New Kia Sportage is one of the nicest cars on the market, in my view. This one I was really looking forward to. Hold on. And I'm using my camera here. You can see that there's a view down from the top, and you can see exactly which way the car is going. And I've got the harbour just here. So you can see that I've got just about and I was going by the camera, so it works. See you later, Phil. A truly beautiful car. There's a couple of different powertrain options. You can get a diesel and 2 petrol engines in 4 trim levels. The top one, which is the one we're in, comes in all-wheel drive with 2 different engine options, the diesel and the 1.6 turbo petrol. There's drive modes, and the diesel even has some off-road modes as well. Not that you particularly want to go off-roading. This isn't really an off-roading car. This is a car that you're going to feel comfortable in around town. And driving around here in the oldest part of Sydney, this Sportage feels completely at home. It is beautiful. This is the very first part of Australia that was settled when the British came here a couple of 100 years ago. So it's probably appropriate that we kind of bring Sportage here as we drive under the Harbour Bridge, because it is in many ways pioneering. This particular car's got an 8-speed automatic. There's also a 7-speed dual clutch and a manual, depending on which model you get. There's a variation on wheels as well. You can get 17-inch wheels, 18-inch wheels, or 19-inch wheels in 4 different designs. The main reason that you choose different cars is because of the different price brackets. Otherwise, everybody would go for the same one. So what's this top one got? First of all, it's got the Type 1 front. And it still has the fancy daytime running lights, but it's got fancier LED headlights. Not only that, it's got fancy LED tail lights. And on top of that, it's got a unique grille. All of the Sportages have that brilliant new look. Going to be polarizing. I don't think everyone's going to like it. But inside, to me, matches the outside. Inside is, you can see now how brilliant this is. You can see over here, it's finally got the Hyundai Group full digital dash, 2 12.3-inch screens. And the indicator shows up a little picture of what's happening down the side of the car on both sides. If I put the other indicator on, it'll be on the tacho side. Down here on the dash, we've got a rotary dial for the gears, forward, reverse and neutral, and a second touch screen which converts between climate control and the controls for navigation. So there's the climate controls. Put this down a little. You can hear how quiet this is. The 8-speed automatic can feel a little bit dim-witted in the diesel. Why Kia have two different transmissions plus a manual is anyone's guess. Apparently it's what's best tailored to the output of that particular engine. So Phil Murray was just saying. That was Phil on the veranda just then. The local tuning for suspension was, as always, done by Graham Gambold, and he's made the ride particularly good. He's given us a balance of ride and handling. So over the Harbour Bridge now, you can hear that over the joints. There's a bit of noise and a little bit of a bump, but you don't feel much, you don't get jostled around. We were driving some pretty awful roads today, and the ride was just brilliant, as was the handling. The cabin was quiet at all times. And when on the highway like this, there's Kia's fancy lane control and steering control. So if I now activate my cruise control, I can see on the digital dash that it is now set for 80. I've now activated my steering, and the car is now steering itself. I think that's pretty cool. It would be remiss of me not to talk about the bit that you always see when you're driving a car, and that is the interior. The interior is absolutely stunning. Stunning. There's genuine fake artificial open pore wood. Not only that, we've got these unique shaped vents. And one thing that I've noticed about the vents is that I can get air exactly where I want it. There's lots of metal trim, which gives the cabin a look of class and elegance. One thing that Kia management were at pains to point out, that there's more room in the back of this car than there was of the Sportage that this replaced. But not only that, there's more legroom in this than there is in the industry leader, RAV4 by Toyota. In fact, although Toyota RAV4 is higher, the Kia and the Toyota have exactly the same headroom. Not only that, the Kia has more boot space. It's nicer to drive, but it doesn't come in a hybrid. The steering wheel buttons, that's standard new Kia. They're all backlit and really easy to work. The center console, there's controls there for the heated and cooled seats, and the seats in this model are leather. In the next model down, it's fake leather. We're now at 80 kilometers an hour, and I can see that I'm in 7th and I'm doing 1500 RPM. The other thing is that our average fuel use, considering we've been thrashing this out in the country today, is 6.4 litres per 100 kilometres. I think that is truly astounding. As we go into the tunnel, you'll see how pretty this looks at night. There are 64 colours for the ambient lighting, just in case. And if you can't pick one out of 64 colours you like, you're doing something wrong. There's USBs throughout the cabin and some cup holders. Oh, and some of the USBs are USB-C. That's apparently a first for Kia. The good thing about USB-C, of course, is that it works no matter which way you put it in. So no more will you have the USB shuffle.
In 400 metres, red light and speed camera ahead, 60 kilometres per hour speed limit.
That's the one thing that annoys me. That is really difficult to turn off. At least it's not bonging at me all the time. But in order to mute that, you've got to mute all of the satellite navigation, which is a bit annoying. Ah, there is a bong. I spoke too soon. Some of the other convenience features, there's a wireless charger, and there's Apple CarPlay too. Of course, in this model, this has navigation on this massive split screen. Because this car has navigation, it means it doesn't have wireless Apple CarPlay. But our drive today has been fantastic. We've been up through Wiseman's Ferry, a drive I've taken you on before, where there's very, very poorly kept bitumen roads, and there are tight twists and turns. on those twists and turns. Honestly, this car was just brilliant. I do feel the steering in sport mode was a little bit heavy. I prefer a nice, super light steering. Say hello to the Kia people. This has been the launch of the new Kia Sportage. Hope you like it as much as I do. I really think it's worth having a look at. As always, hit like, leave a comment, and just there to subscribe.